Some of the most amazing materials are the ones we see every single day but never really notice. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of them, a material that's probably on you or near you right now. It's strong, it's versatile, and yeah, it is absolutely everywhere. Okay, so let me ask you this. Think about a fishing net, right? Hauling in a huge catch off the coast. Then picture that cricket jersey you wear, the one that dries in like 5 minutes. And then think about the tires on a car. What on earth could possibly connect those three things? They seem totally, completely unrelated. The answer, believe it or not, is nylon. Yep, one single, incredible synthetic fiber is the hidden hero that links all of these different products. It's the secret ingredient that gives them their unique powers.
So, where did this wonder material even come from? Well, its story is pretty amazing. It didn't just appear in a factory. It actually started with a worldwide hunt for an alternative to one of the most beautiful and expensive fabrics ever known: silk.
See, if you picture the world back in the 1930s, silk was the ultimate luxury, but it was also super expensive, and getting it was complicated. The world was practically shouting for something that looked and felt like silk, but was way stronger, more durable, and, something that regular people could actually afford. And that need kicked off a massive race to invent something new. And boom, out of that race came nylon. It was first introduced as a synthetic silk, but people quickly realized its real superpower was its incredible strength. So during World War II, it became absolutely essential for things like parachutes, ropes, you name it. Then, after the war, it just exploded into the consumer market, especially with stockings, and pretty much changed the clothing industry forever. Okay, so how do you actually go from a bunch of chemicals to a super strong fiber? The science behind it is pretty fascinating, but when you break it down, it's actually not that complicated. Let's get into it. So at its core, nylon is what's called a polyamide. Now, don't let that big scientific word scare you. Just think of it like a mala, a string of beads. A polymer is basically just a really, really long chain made up of smaller molecules that repeat over and over again. And it's these super long, strong chains that give nylon all of its power. The whole process is this really cool four-step journey. First, they mix chemicals to create those long polymer chains we talked about. Then, those chains are melted down into this thick, syrupy liquid. This liquid gets forced through a device called a spinneret. You can honestly just picture something like the press used to make fine sieve. As the liquid comes out, it hits the air and cools into solid threads. But here's the magic trick. Those threads are then stretched out. The stretching pulls all those polymer chains into a nice, straight, orderly line. And that's what makes the final fiber so unbelievably strong and stretchy. So all that chemistry and stretching, what's the point? Well, that whole process gives nylon a set of properties, or let's call them superpowers, that make it one of the most useful materials ever invented. For starters, it is exceptionally strong, but at the same time, it's super elastic. It can stretch out and then just snap right back to its original shape. It's also incredibly tough against scrapes and wear and tear, which is why we use it for things that get a lot of abuse. And on top of all that, it's lightweight, smooth, and it barely absorbs any water. That means your nylon sports jersey is going to dry in no time, even in the middle of a humid monsoon season. But of course, no material is perfect, right? All that strength and durability comes with a couple of small catches. Nylon can be a bit sensitive to high heat, so you definitely have to be careful when you're ironing it. And sometimes, yeah, it can build up a little bit of static electricity. But hey, knowing its weaknesses is just part of knowing how to use it right. So when you put all these unique properties together, it's really no surprise that nylon just went on to conquer the world, finding its way into thousands of products that we rely on every single day. And that brings us right back to where we started. Remember our question? Fishing nets, sports jerseys, and tires? Now it all makes sense. Nylon's incredible strength and toughness make it perfect for industrial stuff, and its elasticity and quick-drying powers make it a total champion for clothing, from swimwear to gym clothes. It really is a true workhorse material. This quote really puts it all into perspective. Nylon wasn't just another new fabric, it was a complete game changer. It was the first synthetic fiber to become a massive commercial hit. And it basically kicked open the door for a whole new universe of material science and textile inventions. So the next time you pull on a sports jersey or see a car go by or spot a fishing boat, just take a second to think about it. You are almost certainly looking at nylon in action. And it really makes you wonder, in today's world of super advanced carbon fiber and smart textiles, what is it about this nearly 90-year-old invention that gives it such incredible enduring power? It's something to think about.